Hey StrawbArie, this is StrawbArie, and today we're going to be reading the journals. This world harbors a secret. I was convinced of this when I began re-examining the globe's geographical features for my research towards the end of last year. She's really distracting. Looking over the islands of the world, Girl, get out of my face! She's too pretty, I can't not be distracted. Oh my gosh, try it again. This world harbors a secret. I was convinced of this when I began re-examining the globe's geographical features for my research towards the end of last year. Looking over the islands of the world, I noticed something strange. It felt like a certain area was empty, so to speak. I knew there should have been something there. It was unbelievable to me how no one could have noticed such obvious absence in this location. With a few months of preparation, I was successfully able to guess the location of an island based on my hypothesis. With conviction in my heart, I chartered a boat and set out for the island alone. Oh, so we're a freaking... What are we? Okay, day 0. Strangely enough, the island is shrouded in thick fog. That makes discerning it from the sea impossible. Attempting to steer away from the fog, I turned rudder, only to be enveloped by an even deeper fog, like another dimension. Just then, someone attacked me. I have no idea where the attack came from, but my boat was all destroyed with nothing. With nothing but wreckage left, I still somehow was able to make it to the coast. This island exists in no database. It is an island hidden from the world. Why is it being hidden? Why is it on any of my maps? I'm certain this is all intentional. Was that attack on my vessel part of this attempt at complete concealment? Oh yeah, probably so that people won't know. Okay. There are more mysteries than I could count, but I am resolved to discover all of this island's secrets. Day 1. I found a strange device on the shore. It appears to be some kind of electrical contraption we're doing, but its odd design looks like no modern technology I've ever seen. The device is capable of recording images and displaying information about what is shown in them. So it's the PalWorld. Okay. I have decided to take photographs of the island using the device and use them along with the journal to document what I find. Oh. Soon after stepping foot on the island, I discovered a living creature nearby. Yes, I did. Not only that, but every living thing I've found here is nothing I've ever seen. On the other hand, normal creatures you might find on any other island seem to be almost entirely absent here. It seems this island has quite unique ecosystem. I now know that its absence... That scared me. That its absence on any map is not any special feature of this place. I've decided to use this device I found to record various species I encounter. Day 2. As I explored around on foot, I found a sphere that emits a particular blue light. I threw it out without much thought and the creature it landed near transformed into what seemed to be light, as though the sphere had absorbed it. Unbelievably, when I tried to throw the same spear again, the creature reappeared. Yes, it did. I love this. From the light and stared at me with what seemed like an immensible expression. I don't know what kind of expression that is. As I began to create a shelter to protect me from the elements, the creature astonishingly began to help me. How useful! Wanting to deepen the connection with this living thing, I decided to name its kind PALs. She decided that, huh? Okay. To match, I christened this land Palpagos Island. So she called it that. Okay, so that's not actually what it's called. I discovered what appears to be an incident. Wait. Day 3. Day 3, I discovered what appears to be an ancient ruin. Oh, that's where I lived while exploring the island. Did humans once live here? Finding some kind of mural on the walls. Or a mural? I deciphered the symbols and found that it was none other than instructions on how to make that strange sphere thing from before. Using palladium, the name I have given the blue ore found throughout the island as a catalyst, it is possible to transform mere wood and stone into these spheres. Okay. I must record this method of production on my device. There happens to be a weakened PAL near me, unable to move, rolling a sphere towards it. I was able to capture the PAL. Day 6. Skip some days. There's something odd that's bothered me since I arrived here. Far off in the distance, I can see what looks like an enormous tree, big enough to be the so-called world tree, spoken about in many myths. The only hypothesis I can come up with is that something other than the fog enveloping this island prevents it from being seen by the outside world. In other words, some kind of mechanism must be preventing it from being seen from the outside. Day 8. Day 8. I caught sight of a PAL riding on the back of a deer, like, huh? Okay, I get it now. She was okay. Thinking it was a great opportunity to try something new, I tried attaching a saddle to a similar PAL and riding it. It went better than expected. The PAL was quite easy to ride, and this will surely expand the area I can explore around the island. Today, I decided to take my PALs on a bit of an excursion. A tower-like object visible in the distance had piqued my curiosity. Oh jeez. Why do I hear him walk? After walking for a while, I encountered another human. When I tried to talk to them, what is going on in the background? When I tried to talk to them, however, they didn't say a word and just pointed a gun at me. You know who that is? Since they're on the island, it would make sense to consider them a remnant of the ancient civilization. But I was trying to figure out what's going on in the background, goodness. But their attire suggests they're likely from the same era as I am. Are they just like me from the outside, or has this ancient civilization developed here on its own accord? I was in a rough spot but my sheep pal protected me, allowing me to escape unscathed. I immediately returned to my base of operations and found that all my pals were safe. There's still so much to learn about this island. Day 11. There they are. I had no choice but to run away yesterday, but I can't stop thinking about that tower. Just as I decided to fashion some gear and to try approaching it again, I heard the sound of gunfire behind me. That person from yesterday is after me. I couldn't sit by and do nothing. I mobilized all my pals for... No. Before I knew it, they got carried away and killed the assailant. It's not like I killed anyone directly. There's no one to blame here. Oh, so humans can die, but the pals can't. That's crazy. As I approached the tower for the second time, I once again heard the sound of gunfire. It seems there are groups that have been banded together and are now fighting for territory. I believe they're mostly using pals to fight this battle. This place isn't safe. I need to be stealthy if I'm to wander around here. While taking a breather, I tried to figure out what those people were again. But to no avail. If they're from the outside, like I am, it would seem strange that a large group would not have information about leaving the island. I can only come to the conclusion that they're remnants of the ancient civilization here, fighting for survival. I can't fathom why or how they have guns, but it seems only natural that they must have... Oh yeah, they are fighting each other, aren't they? Created their weapons themselves. That, or it's possible they're imitating things that they have drifted. Okay. It's possible they're imitating things that drifted onto shore for whatever reason. After a long journey, I finally managed to arrive at the tower. You're a different one now? I am nearly certain it's a relic from the ancient civilization. However, I have no guesses at why it was built. Still, I can feel that there's an energy flowing through the place, similar to the palladium ore. When I touched the inscribed stone slab, a human in control of it, I ran away in terror, confused. And before I knew it, I found myself returning near the tower. I've worked out all the ancients must have lived in in luxury alongside pals, yet due to some unknown reason, that way of life was lost. Perhaps it was a massive natural disaster, or maybe a struggle broke out for scarce pals and resources. Then again, maybe it was something to do with the teleportation I experienced in the tower. Supposing that some power is responsible for that spatial teleportation, perhaps similar to how the PAL spheres work. What would happen if that power was utilized in other ways? A power so great that humans could not control it. Perhaps that it is destroyed. Perhaps that it is destroyed in the civilization of the island. Oh, okay. Gosh. I would have tried to avoid thinking about it, but the food I brought along are all but gone, and I'm sick and tired of eating berries. I did happen to find a pal eating the flesh of another PAL. It looked so delicious. I can't say I was proud to think as much, but sometimes sacrifices are necessary. I captured a wild bird PAL, skinned it, and fried it up for dinner. It was delicious. The sensation of eating meat was enough to make tears run down my face. Whether in killing fellow men or pals, this island has a way of making one forget about their ethics. Oh my gosh. I decided to distance myself from the tower and have begun to explore other areas. There are places in each area to appear to be vast caverns. They appear to have traces of human involvement, and ore can be found throughout them. Could someone have used PALs to dig those holes? I can't help but feel overwhelmed by all the mysteries I'm able to solve but my pals have come with me no matter where I go. As long as I have food to give them, that is. Oh my gosh, so does that mean like they're gonna starve? Or they're gonna eat you? What on earth is that huge PAL? I was simply walking along an open field when I encountered a massive PAL that likes PAL the likes of which I've never seen before. I fled in surprise, but if I were to befriend that PAL like that, I'd have nothing to fear on this island. You can befriend them? No way. Wait, can you really, guys? I heard that you couldn't. The existence of a PAL of that size is sure to prove that PALs don't follow the laws of nature as we understand them. Perhaps the PAL's source of energy doesn't come from food or photosynthesis alone, but some other kind of energy. The power I encountered in that tower may also have been utilized the same energy source, but through human hands. That's a different egg. I've never seen that one before. After living with pals for a while, I've come to realize they don't breed like normal animals. All it takes is the presence of a male and female pair. With some time and an egg simply appears. Furthermore, it seems that the bodies of dead pals simply vanish. Where do pals come from, and where do they go? These mysteries have no end in sight. Utilizing an inscription I found in some ruins, I managed to compress the size of pal spheres even further, developing a method for remotely moving pals. I can now also teleport the spheres themselves. This has made organizing and managing pals much easier. Girl, you haven't even been there a month. It isn't hard to imagine that the ancients must have also moved and managed a large number of pals simultaneously. Oh my gosh. It's been a month since I arrived at Palpagos Island. I've grown quite used to living here. Lately, I've had pals make weapons and equipments for me. A few pals seem to have taken an interest in guns, so I have devised weapon designs for their use. Some are quite adept at handling the weapons. I'm sure they'll be all the more reliable in the coming battles. I made a mistake. On what was supposed to be a short excursion, a group of dangerous nocturnal pals attacked me, and I was injured. Why are the pals who live on this island so aggressive? Well, because it's nature. What do you mean? She's questioning that, but not like they live on another island. I can't help but feel that their attacks are well beyond the ferocity necessary for self-preservation or preservation. Perversion. Oh my gosh. Humans, for example, will engage. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Sorry. Humans, for example, will engage in bloody war, and for the haste of a leader. Simply, the PALs living here seem like they are fighting for the very island itself. I suspect they harbor some deep instinctual drive to protect this place. Having now journeyed all the way far from where I first drifted ashore, I have come across a massive statue in the shape of a PAL. Oh, they're different PALs, okay. I am nearly certain it is a legacy of the ancient civilization, but why would humans build a statue such as this? Everything I've found thus far has suggested that PALs lived alongside these ancients as equals. But in constructing a monument like this must mean some were also objects of worship. They worshipped the PALs. Oh no, no, no. Perhaps there are certain PALs out there that they have a special significance. Both the people and the PALs. Okay. That was the end of Castaway. Let's read their stories. Zoe Rain's diary. I don't have a family. Oh wait. I don't have a family. My father disappeared a long time ago. And I've never seen my mother's face. The only ones who raised me are those guys and Grisbolt. That's why I know I have no choice but to survive on this tiny little world. Those guys all chased around PALs with guns. They captured the ones they hurt and sell them to these other weird guys. In return, they get food. They even share it with me. Oh my gosh, this is really sad, actually. That's why I don't have to be hungry. I don't think any of those guys really care about me. What? They just keep me alive because I'm the daughter of their boss. I knew it! I knew she was Mafia boss. You freaking knew it, man. I knew it. I still believe that. Even if I'm a boss now, too. Girl, you're a girl boss. Sorry. That made me love her so much more. Grisbolt was one of the first PALs they were ever gonna sell. But she looked so lonely in her cage. It's a girl! Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. She was just like me. Oh, I'm glad because I have him in my PAL team. And father, I thought. I was still little back then, so I couldn't control myself. I waited until everybody was sleeping, opened Grisbolt's cage, and ran off as far away with her as I could. I shared half a slice of my breakfast toast with her, but we were both hungry by evening. I went back to the base. Of course, all the guys were super angry. They threw me in a cage with Grisbolt, and I thought we were gonna get taken away, but Grisbolt protected me. Not even their guns or bats could beat her. How did she get captured in the first place, if she's that strong? I bet she didn't even try to escape the big dummy. I knew she sounds like a tsundere, I just knew it, man. I gave Grisbolt I love how I can just tell these characters just by looking at them. I gave Grisbolt a command, and she called down a huge bolt of lightning and wiped out all the guys. They didn't wake up until the next morning. Ever since then, I've been with Grisbolt. Wow, this is insane. There's a group that opposes ours, stationed a little ways away from us, or from where we live. They don't like the way we sell PALs and use weapons. Our group sneers at them and calls them the Free PAL Alliance. We're always fighting with them for no reason. If I stop and think about it, I bet they're not bad people if they love PALs that much. I asked one of the guys who's been around for a long time about it, and he said it was complicated. Apparently, our group has been around for a long time, and we've always been fighting with the FPA guys. He said he doesn't know the real reason behind it, but we've been fighting for so long that there is no hope in ever getting along. This is fun. Sometimes I wonder if there's anything beyond the sea. Oh, she's born here, yeah! The only thing I see far off in the distance is that huge tree. I've never heard anyone talk about what's beyond that place. Apparently some brave guy from a long time ago went to see what's outside the world, but he never came back. I have heard about people coming from beyond the sea, though. Okay, let me try that again. I have heard about people coming from beyond the sea, though. I don't know why those kinds of people do. I don't know what those kinds of people do, but they say they use tools different from our own. That's why I know there must be something beyond the sea. A whole bunch of islands, a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of things. Sounds scary, but I'd like to try going sometime. That's so weird. I've started to wonder, why am I guarding this big tower again? I always thought it was obvious since Father always used to do this, but now that I think about it, I have no idea why. From what I've heard about it, they say there's a legend passed down on this island. They said this tower is somehow related to that legend, and that it was some big, great power. I don't know. What kind of power, I wonder? Even if that's true, why does this power have to be protected? Anyway, enough. Anyway, even though I don't really know why, I'm always here protecting this tower. There are other towers around this island, and they say people like me guard them all. Okay, Lily Everhart, here we go. And then after her, I'm gonna take a break, because, I didn't eat my food, and it's getting cold. Lily Everhart. Pals, such strange creatures. Those noble beings have upheld our civilizations since ancient times. They not only boast impressive intelligent reflexes and adaptability, but are adorable to look at as well. Exactly. How could anyone not come to love them? Humans are savage animals, with an insatiable appetite for the proliferation of I don't know what that means, of their own kind. Subjugate their own species and enslave them. They engage in pointless strife, consume flesh for no reason, and develop beyond their needs. True. When one takes into account their hideous appearance, how could anyone not detest them? Dang, she hates humans. Humans capture pals and use them. Sorry. If a pal is confined to a so-called pal sphere, they become obedient to their master. One can only say that I'm trying to figure out what voice. One can only say, this is the greatest stain in history of our civilization. Pals and humans were originally meant to live alongside each other in mutual support. Not a relationship between master and servant, but as equals, as harmonious coexistence, if you will. Eating a pal for food is akin to blasphemy against God. What? What God do you worship? Whoa. I guess wait, no, she says akin. So it's similar to it. Okay. I will recount the day I met Lilene. I will recount the day I met Lilene. I remember the fog was so thick that I remember the fog was so thick that day that I could scarcely see in front of my very eyes. I was simply walking along the berry fields, as I am fond of doing, when I heard a clamorous voice, or the clamorous voices of those abhorrent, I don't know, poachers. Aberrant. I don't know what that word means, but it must be bad. When I looked to when I heard the clamorous voices of those aberrant poachers. When I looked to where I could hear the voice or hear the sound of their filthy screams, I saw them throwing spheres at a resembling of a vivid lily flower. At a pal resembling of, okay. I saw them throwing spheres at a pal resembling of a vivid lily flower. She was so beautiful and elegant. At that moment, I knew what I must do. I pierced their dirty hearts through the back. Oh my gosh. And destroyed their scattered spheres. They shot at me a few times, but it was trivial matter. Oh my gosh. I could not touch such a beautiful flower with my trembling, blood-stained hands. Instead, I returned immediately to my base. When I arrived, I found the queen of the lilies there, awaiting me. Oh, 'cause she rescued her. Okay. Okay, so she's like pacifist route. So she like saved it from one of the cages. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. When I arrived, I found the queen of lilies there. Why is she calling her that? Awaiting me. And she touched my arm. My wounds were healed, and the fatigue began to fade away. From that day forward, I decided to become companions with my queen. Oh my gosh. That's weird. That's weird. What? She is the only flower that blooms in this sad, dark world. Won't you join the Free PAL Alliance? Free PAL Alliance is a long-standing organization that works to protect PALs. We have lived together with PALs since how do you say that word? Antique, whatever. We have lived together with PALs since antiquity. And each of us have a deep love for the wondrous creatures. We have 5 traditional commandments. Oh, I hate them. What do you mean? Thou must not eat pals. Oh my gosh, I hate this. Thou must not... Why are they mimicking God? Thou must not eat pals. Thou must not overwork pals. Thou must not abuse pals. Thou must not have pals for experiments. Thou must risk thy life for each to protect pals. Wouldn't you like to join us and protect the pals you love? Your life in service of protecting pals is a small price to pay. The flesh and blood of humans exists only for the glory of pals. What in the world? Really? You... They worship them. They worship the pals. What the frick? On some distant shores of the island, there exists an islet where certain pals live. Not a single one of their kind, strangely as it may seem, reside on the main island. Perhaps they can only flourish in a particular kind of environment, or their natural predators roam the main island. Then again, perhaps they are simply unable to cross the sea. I do not know the reason they exist there, but I am certain they must be protected. Just imagining those poachers setting up a hideout there and ruining their way of life, is enough to make my blood seethe. With every visitor from the outside of their island, the pals' numbers dwindle. Oh, jeez. At this rate, they may even go extinct. I would like nothing more but for us to protect them. But we have our hands full guarding this forest. As loath as I am to ask them for help, I have petitioned the PIDF to assist, with the protection. In return, they must pay them a hefty sum, but it is worth it if it means protecting the lives of precious pals. I didn't know she worshipped the pals. I don't like her anymore. I don't know how to feel about this. She made her own cult. Okay. Marcus Dryden. I haven't seen him yet, but I'm gonna fight them probably next episode, so. PIDF doesn't belong in a place like this. The guys I arrested today couldn't even pay the fine. Guess it's to be expected. They spend all their money getting a fix. Bet they can't even imagine the money they pay ends up lining my pockets. The awful or something? My goodness. I make a profit when they buy. I'm trying to find an accent for him. And then I make more when I arrest them for possession. I'm gonna make them country. And I even get back my product and sell again when I confiscate what they have. It's a grand scheme. I don't know why I'm doing this. They're idiots. And I'm a genius. This is just the punishment for being fools. You catch my drift? This island is just my little sandbox to play on. For all I care, they can live their little sad lives without ever knowing I'm the one supplying their fix and the one controlling it. If I let them get carried, he's definitely country, he's gotta be. if I let them get carried away, they'll just go off demanding rights. They ain't fit for garbage like them. Life out here is not all peace and quiet. The dang wind blows. I'm not swearing. The dang wind blows and somehow somebody's cutting into profits. Just today, some punk little syndicate clown who thinks he's smart tried selling stems without my permission. So he's a drug dealer. Is that what I'm hearing here? My partner, PalWorld, is always there to deal with the dumb bottom feeders like that. Just like me, he's having fun playing with his little sandbox. I'm playing in this little sandbox. Or maybe he just likes eating. I don't know what the heck that means. Huh? Don't look at me like that. Ain't no food today. Oh, ain't no food for me. No. Huh? Don't look at me like that. Ain't no food today, boy. Just eat some of that white sand. The frick does that mean? That's sad. Another peaceful day on the island. More proof. I shouldn't have read his first, but we did it anyway. Another peaceful day on the island. More proof we're having fun playing at house. Right, PalWorld? Don't worry, I get it. You've got the same eyes as me. You're having fun playing house too, yeah? Or maybe you're just waiting for me to fall over dead. You sure do like eating the sand. I'm saying that. I don't know what that is. I'm not saying that. That's just weird. Maybe that day'll come when maybe that day will come when I'm just leftovers stuck to your wings. What the heck? Maybe not. Either way, let's just watch each other's backs until then. Right, partner? He's definitely country. He's gotta be. Right, partner? Like, come on. Alright, Axel. I think he's the cult leader. Every day I'm Every day I'm shuffling. Sorry. Every day. Oh gosh. Every day I'm snoring. No rivals to get me going. I don't care about they top. Ain't nobody gonna beat my hop. What the heck's going on here? Let me just read it again. Every day I'm snoring. No rivals get me going. I don't know what the heck this means. I don't care about that. Oh, is he rapping right now? What is going on? I don't care about they top. Ain't nobody gonna beat my top. Freaking messed that up again. Every day I'm snoring. No rivals to get me going. I don't care about they top. Ain't nobody gonna beat my hop. He's definitely rapping. He's definitely rapping. I'm looking for a fight. A real tough brother from another mother. Throwing in the towel ain't gonna cut it. It's gotta be a knockout, a throwdown, brawl out. So fast your eyes will bleed. When we ready for the battle, you better believe the shock's gonna rock your socks off. Sawing off my lightning is tougher than high kings. When it hits the ring, ain't nobody gonna be singing for ya, player. You ready for this hop? You read the words, so get ready for the fight. I don't like this guy. He's just too cheesy. You trying to make a rap song in a freaking note to your rivals? Oh, I guess that makes sense, actually. It's like a diss track. It's just weird, though. It's just weird. It's just... Okay, let's go to Victor Ashford, the one we've already seen. On introspects PAL experiments. Results. Failure. Attempting to combine various four-legged and winged PALs, but no successful patterns emerged. Some combinations succeeded in creating bodies, but they deteriorated in seconds, and all were disposed of. Impressions. Reconsidering the chemicals for response control is necessary. Furthermore, the expansion of the species to inspect is also likely necessary. We'll reconsider extracting chemicals from elk deer antlers to create a compound. Storage temperatures also require consideration. Require 1 ice PAL for cooling purposes. Re-examination on base DNA information for the species of under consideration is desirable. Analysis of PAL DNA information is pressing, but requires new equipment. However, the current equipment was coincidentally acquired from outside. There are limits to how far it can be improved. This will require self-made blueprints to create equipment from scratch. On the distillation of administration of PALs for the same species, results are a success. A certain species of PAL was dissolved in liquid and concentrated via distillation. What is going on right now? Subsequently, the concentrated liquid was administered to PAL of the same species. I know what's going on. As expected, the results yielded enhancement in the abilities of administrative PALs. Impressions. The experiment initiated as an alternative approach towards generating powerful PALs, surprisingly yielded favorable outcomes. Theories postulating that PALs of a certain species contain the nutrients most necessary for the same type of PAL valid. This experiment has accordingly resulted in the enhancement of the test PAL's abilities. However, there remains a slight doubt regarding whether the observed enhancement surpasses the anticipated values. Perhaps it is not merely a matter of basic nutrients, but rather we must question whether PALs inherently possess a distinct energy source essential for their own existence. Further investigation is required. On interspecies PAL experiments 2, the results are a success. Only one specimen emerged. An artificially created new species with 4 legs and wings. Oh, it's his PAL. It was promptly transferred to the civilization equipment and has since shown promising progress. Steadily maturing, attempting to reproduce the same process failed. Thus, this miraculous success is attributed to some unknown external factor. Impressions are: the success of the experiment is genuinely gratifying. The new species, named Shadowbeak, will continue to be observed closely for further developments. However, the lack of reproducibility of the procedure poses a significant challenge. Henceforth, the plan is to proceed with the equipment incorporating slight adjustments based on the procedure. The disappearance of Alex, who's Alex, who served as a lab assistant, is concerning. Who's Alex? Okay. Well, that makes me kind of just want to get Staya's diaries now. What the heck? Maybe we should read the rest. So, my favorite one's the cult. Okay, Zoe's my favorite now. Psst. What the heck? I thought Axel was the cult. What the heck? I don't know what's going on anymore. So she's the daughter of the Mafia. I was right about that. She's the daughter of the Pal Mafia. Lily Everhart is... I don't know who she is. I guess she's just... basically a preacher to a cult or something. And... Axel is a rapper. I don't understand why they're brothers of the Eternal Pyre, though. That sounds like a cult. They look like cultists. You guys don't care about Zoe. This is how Lily saved them. She walked in, beat up the people, and back and got them out of the cage. So I think all of them, except for Victor, got their pals from cages. Well, you know, I feel like Marcus might have caught his. It's crazy because Marcus, I think, is like narcissistic and kind of has like this God complex where he thinks he's like the one that messes with everyone. Everybody's just his, it's his world, they're just living in it. And Axel, I don't know what the heck is wrong with him. Like listen, Axel's journal literally says, every day I'm snoring, no rivals get me going. I don't care about the top, ain't nobody gonna beat my hop. I'm looking for a fight, a rough, tough brother from another mother. Throwing in the towel ain't gonna cut it. It's gonna be a knockout, throwdown, brawl out, so fast your eyes will bleed. When we're ready for the battle, you better believe the socks, the socks gonna rock yo socks. What the frick? Sawed off my lightning and it's tougher than high kings. Wait, ain't nobody gonna be singing for you, player. You ready for this hop? You read the words, so get ready for the fight. Or you read the words. Is he just like a rapper? Why did he rap? I'm glad Zoe won. Yeah, I'm glad Zoe won. Thank you guys for having Zoe win. Because now, I'm teamed up with the right person. I can't believe she's never been outside this island. Look how cool she looks. She's like, can I get up there too? Oh, where's she going? Look at her. She's like, help me. Help me. Zoe. Oh my gosh. She's my favorite. You guys were right. She's the best. You guys were right to vote her. Definitely. I can't believe that I was right that she's the Mafia boss star. She just looks like it, 'cause she's like trying to be punk. But then like she's also like the leader. I wonder what her jacket says. Nothing. Okay. You guys know I love characters that are like basically the bad guy's daughter or something like that. I love them because they're always cool. And it's always the daughter. I don't know why it's never the son. It's always the daughter. That turn out to be cool. Like Kira from Bet. Elizabeth Afton. Which I guess Michael Afton was cool too. Wait. I didn't have a warning. Smokey? That's cute. What is that? Okay, I'm finding new things. I found it again. Huh. This is a pretty red biome. It's shining. I feel like I need to know. A Smokey! How cute. So yeah, that one zoomable looking character isn't good. I have a feeling Prunella isn't either. No, she's good. Okay. I had to check. Oh, it's right there. Now, I gotta fly over there without getting hurt. Get down, get down. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got it. Now, where is the waypoint? That way. Okay, get to that waypoint. It's right there. Okay, so how the flip heck do I get to that waypoint without being shot? Oh, dismount, dismount. Uh-oh. Get down! Third. You're down, right? You weren't down. They must have already seen me. Oh, I'm freezing, I'm freezing. Spawn Ruby, please. Okay, she stops me from freezing. Now, the only thing is, having thermal shirt. Oh, heat resistant. Shoot. They're heat resistant. Okay. Saya. I'm betting she's an alien or something. How would she speak? The moon on these islands remain uncharged. No. Is it the true nature of the moon to change its shape? Huh? I do not know. Many years ago, a lost soul who washed up on the shore found it strange that the moon never waned. Waned? How do you say that? As if time itself had stopped. That person said the words crescent moon. Those words still stir my heart deeply. When the lost moon appears in the world again, weird, it is said it will be like a blade. Will I be able to witness the blade of the moon that signals the beginning? Tonight is also a full moon. Today's sake tastes awful too. I don't understand this at all. It's too much poetry. For countless ages, we have continued to protect this tower. The reason is unknown. Well, you haven't been around for that long, so. Our conveyed mission is only to maintain the island at a standstill. We hunt the madmen from the snowy mountains who defile the land. We hunt those who have proliferated in access. Those who pontificate about research, justice, and such babble. To preserve this landscape forever. Yes, we merely exist here. Our time does not pass. It has become unbearable. Only when intoxicated by sake, intoxicated by myself, can I avoid pondering such unnecessary matters. What does that even mean? How long has it been since I can no longer remember? Alright. Whoa. How long has it been since I can no longer enjoy the taste of alcohol? Someone please shine a light on this perpetual darkness. Night is also a full moon. Today's sake tastes awful too. What is happening? What is going on in this? They are consumed by a bloody struggle against the maniacs from the White Mountain. Okay. Those lunatics, those unscrupulous people who disgrace this place. I don't know what that word is. So this situation benefits us. But why did they start fighting now? I do not know what the leader is thinking, but I hope they do not tarnish our land. Tonight is also a full moon. They say tastes awful too. What is happening? What is this? What is this? The moon has reached out to our pitiful selves. The crescent moon I longed for so dearly. Oh, is this the pal she's talking about? This one? So do they all just like love a pal or something? It might not even be cults. I don't know. It is now right before me. The everlasting darkness has lifted. It is clear to me that this creature is the one. Yeah. It is clear to me this creature is one who will lead us to the end. No matter how our time ends. Okay, I think they do worship time. Until that moment, I will be with you. Incarnation of the crescent moon, blade of beginnings. Because, please illuminate our path. Tonight is a full moon. Today's steak tastes delicious. It's different. Okay. She's just weird. Okay. She's just like Lily. There is one who is trying to pull out the stakes. I hear the sound of the end. Now, to just sit and wait. And so, us who just exist here, please destroy us. What? What? With the blade of the crescent moon. Let the beginning of our time be announced. And with death, we shall be released from our shackles. Tonight the moon is hidden from view. Today's sake is incredibly delightful. She's weird. I don't like her. Okay, here's Bjorn, the place we live. Place that I worked really hard to get all the stuff for. For that day, which may not come. I have pursued strength relentlessly. Can't do a deep voice. How I ever doubted this path. Even once. Oh, let me try that again. Have I ever doubted this path even once? Nay. And it seems I shall not end as a fool. The nuisance will surely find its way. Long ago, the wise ones, sorry, I'm done, with the light of the wisdom, raised the towers of the islands. as the foundation of the fleeting peace. Now, even as it stirs chaos, the nuisance will see them clearly. How ironic. Is it all bad? Nay. I would think it'd be like, is it all bad? Nay. Thanks to this ever-present reminder, I shall not forget my duty. For the many nameless souls of the past, I shall slay this one nameless outsider. The burden shall be fulfilled. I don't know what's going on. This place is cursed. Oh, I live here. Nay, it is I, Bastilgor, who are cursed. Oh, nay, it is I and Bastigor, Bastigor, who are cursed. Thousands of years ago, when a colossal fortress still stood in this land, reaching towards the heavens, it appeared suddenly, the heavens shattered, and we fell disgracefully. Our kin, who once looked down upon others from the sky, fled in peace, tails between their legs. But I, nay, my ancestors alone, did not abandon this land, reduced to ashes, nor its people. Fallen from the sky, we gathered the bewildered folk and bared our fangs against it. From that moment, we forged an unchanging resolve, becoming the people of the fabric. And so, my kin, who once merely sullied the lowest ranks, took a new throne and vowed to bear all burdens. The battle against it did not end. Even with the aid of a thunder dragon, a pair of celestial beings, and the wisdom of a noble paladin, we could not bring about its destruction. The celestial beings determined not and let it escape, shrouded the island in an unending winter night. Oh! The black Pegasus melted into the night and vanished. Frostallion. This land became still unseen, and leaving the island became impossible. Because they can't fly. Okay. The paladin, ashamed of his failure, split himself in two, vowing to never show mercy again. Huh? Does it say what I think it says? The dragon vanished beyond the reach of the flesh, disappearing from sight. In hindsight, perhaps it has now returned because it has sensed the coming of the day. And now, here we are. It still slumbers. Do I guard this land truly for the sake of duty? Nay, no matter the pretense, I cannot hide it. Perhaps I simply wish to meet a worthy foe. You will. I wonder if the lone daughter of Rain's blood is well. Zoe? She's there. She's actually on your island. I did her a disservice. Oh, you did. In any case, the last time I saw her, she's still at her mother's breast, and will not remember me. Her father and I never saw eye to eye. He was not a man driven by duty or the past. On the day we parted ways, I gave him a final test. A foolish pretense. In the end, it was nothing more than a childish spite. Surprisingly, he accepted without hesitation. I don't know what I'm saying. Hesitation. He turned out to be a man of principle. More than I had expected. Let me try again. He turned out to be a man of principle more than I had expected. It was a task even a child could manage, but he never returned. Since then, the young ones so he killed her father? Wow. Since then, the young ones who had gathered around him were left without leadership. But it seems his daughter has taken the helm and brought some brought some semblance of order. Though our paths diverged, she has faithfully upheld the mission to guard the tower. Indeed, she is truly your child. Wow. So we live on a place that me and Zoe live on this place. We don't even know the enemy of the father is at. Oh my gosh. And then there's the ship, okay. Just if, everything were to end, and I were freed from all the burdens, what would I do? An old man with little life left, what would I do? Surely I would come to fight until I crumbled to dust. The world must be vast. Yeah. There are warriors beyond my imagination, countless in number. If so, perhaps I should repair that old ship. It has been too long since I last sailed the seas. And Balscore, is about time for you to as well. After dealing with the nuisance, perhaps I will seek a mate for you. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we learned a lot. Yeah. That's the end of this episode.